Hey guys! This is Cartoon Recapped. Today we'll show you a 2023 comedy adventure cartoon called Migration. Be aware of heavy spoilers. Sit back and enjoy the show. In a New England forest, Mac Mallard constantly discourages his kids Dax and Gwen from venturing into the outside world, much to the displeasure of his wife Pam. One day, the Mallards meet a flock of migrating ducks who are en route south to Jamaica, which the family finds interesting, but Mac has no such interest. Pam tells Mac that he must open his eyes to the world outside him. That night, Mac talks with his aging Uncle Dan, who also does not want to leave the pond. However, Uncle Dan makes Mac second-guess his stance and he decides to let his family migrate, with Uncle Dan joining them at Gwen's behest, but they end up going north instead of south. During a rainstorm, they take up shelter in a swamp underneath a boardwalk where they encounter a crazed elderly great blue heron named Erin, who brings them to her shack to spend the night with herself and her husband Harry. Despite their frightening disposition, the herons prove their good intentions by saving Dax and Gwen from a catfish. The following day, the Mallards arrive in New York City, where Uncle Dan wanders off and ends up getting the ducks in trouble with a flock of pigeons led by the gritty Chump, but Pam's assertiveness puts them in Chump's good graces. Chump leads them to her friend Delroy, a macaw who is from Jamaica but lives caged by a human chef that owns him. Wanting to set Delroy free, Mac and Pam infiltrate the restaurant where the chef works to acquire a key to his cage. After evading the humans, they manage to get the key and free Delroy, who gratefully guides them to Jamaica. While Gwen stops for a bathroom break, Mac soon finds an entrance to a paradise full of pecans. The group begins to enjoy themselves, but Dax soon finds out the whole place is a duck farm, with the chef from earlier being one of its clients. Dax helps the pecans and his family escape the farm, but he loses his wing feathers after being stepped on by the chef, rendering him flightless. The birds stop to rest at a resort where Mac chastises Dax for his recklessness. Soon, the chef finds the birds via helicopter and traps them in a net while Dax and Gwen manage to hide. Inside, the chef plans to kill Mac and Pam first, prompting Pam to give in to despair, only for Mac to raise her spirits. Using a salsa dance they learned at the restaurant, they attempt to push a button to release the birds, but the chef catches them in the act. At this point, Delroy has finally had enough and he, Uncle Dan, and the pecans pelt the chef with fruits and vegetables. The chef is knocked unconscious by a squash, hitting a button that causes the helicopter to drop out Pam and Mac, still stuck in their cage. They are saved and freed by their kids, with Dax having fixed his wings using some of the other birds' feathers. Both father and son silently reconcile. Now led by Dax, the birds eventually arrive in Jamaica, where Delroy reunites with his own friends and the Mallards catch up with the duck family who visited their pond earlier. The following spring, the family is about to head for home when Mac shows them a group of lost penguins that need to get to the South Pole. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.